Mm-hmm. Come on, let's chat. Who's here already? Someone's liking the live. Thank you. Boom, boom, boom. Invited. Hello, Billy. How are you?
Hi, Rosebud. How are you doing?
All right. How are you?
Just got done watching NXT wrestling.
Oh yeah. All
How was
the.
your day going? Sorry,
All
go ahead.
right. No, you're all right. What kind of wrestling?
WWE NXT. You know,
Oh,
what they call the next generation on WWE on Tuesday nights at 8.
uh, the next generation. Like we needed another one.
It's where they give the new wrestlers a chance to get, become more professional. The new generation, teaching them and training them
Okay.
how to be good, be the best they can be. That's why they call it NXT.
We can't let
That
them go
comes
to
on.
college first, right?
No, not a decision. I don't know how they do it. I just know they do it. I just
I
know
hear
they
you.
Can
get to
I,
do it live on TV.
can I
Hi,
say something
Nappy.
here? Hey,
Sure,
how y'all
honey.
doing? First, I'd like to say thank you for allowing me in, and for the host that's here, that's handling the business. We're talking real serious stuff. We're
Mhm.
talking about. Thank you all for allowing me in, and it's like what I learned in life is that I try to help people, and what I learned in life, to help a person, always be there. And then when people in their own family don't want to help their own offspring, does it make me seem like I'm a fool or I'm ignorant, or that to where it's like well, maybe the child got a problem, to try to help somebody to guide them in the right direction. It's like I'm 60 years old, so it's like one thing I can say, I try to help anybody. I don't give a damn what color you is, because if you trying to do the right thing, it's like we have to be kind of cordial about things like that. And then we see that your own family don't want to help you. Maybe they the bad person. I'm not. I'm confused by that, because I never seen things like that in my life. To where it's like I don't want to be judgmental about anybody and try to help somebody. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like I don't think that if your own family didn't want to help you, then maybe they probably got a bunch of bullshit with their own asses. Then is that what y'all could say to me?
Yeah. Sometimes that's the case.
In this day and time, families don't give a crap about each other. It's hard to find people that does.
I know,
But sometimes,
and you. The thing is that we don't try to be judgmental about anything, but it's like sometimes, because I believe that in this form that we're talking about right now, I believe y'all probably try to help people. It's like, well, why am I helping you when your own family don't want to help you? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna speak on right now. And it's like, and the thing is that we can't be foolish just because we want to help people, but also at the same time, if we can, but God always said, if you can help, but don't be no damn fool.
Mhm. Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the
and
truth,
so-
man?
and
Yep,
sometimes the
yep.
silent strangers are more friendly to you than your own family.
I know you're right. You're right. And it's like,
As
and
a
then, you know, and you
yep.
know, the thing is that what I learned in life is that, one thing I did learn is that in my own life and my own family, because I was raised right. I don't know about others that wasn't raised right or correctly or whatever manner that they grow to be, but for some reason, it's I don't know much of scripture, but I believe a lot of in scripture tells us that if we able, then we must, you know, and sometimes it's like, don't be a fool. Cause I remember my mama used to tell me, I was a little baby boy, said, don't be no goddamn fool, boy. But it's like, sometimes we just have that in our heart to where that we feel that we want to help and try to do our best to, because I've been successful in my life. So it's like, I'm never going to turn from that. And I just feel that then you see a lot of different things out there. We can't trust everybody. I know that much. And it's like, sometimes I feel that, am I foolish for feeling that way? Or am I wrong for trying to help others that, especially when you deal with certain people, it's like, you can understand people's minds. It's like, you got a good mind, but it's like, you need to get yourself together. And you got your own people around here that they ain't gonna try to help you, and it's like, I'm trying to help you. It makes me feel like I'm foolish in a manner trying to help people that ain't trying to help themselves. So I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna hear what y'all got to say.
Thank you, Nappy. I just wanted to say Kate came in and said she had surgery with some complications today, so she's just sitting back in the comments. So I just wanted to say we are all praying and hoping for a swift recovery and hope that you're doing
I didn't
well.
know that. So, well, look, by the grace of God, and all our prayers is going to be out for the swift recovery and everything too as well, because I think the Spirit is there, and we in our mindset that we are, that we're going to pray and make things better for that. And thank you for letting me, because I didn't know, because I just kind of jumped in real quick. So I'm so
Yeah,
thank
I
you
just
for
started
letting
the
me
live
know.
too, Nappy. No problem.
Okay.
But thank you, yeah, Nappy. I've always felt that way in my life. I've always been more, my grandma raised me when I was little, but after she died when I was 10, I learned the hard way that sometimes, kinfolk ain't always the ones that you can count on. And,
Yeah, I know. But you know what, not to cut you off, but it's like my grandmama died at 92, and she was the most powerful woman I ever known in my life. My mother too as well. My mother died at 45. My granny died at 92, and it's like, I guess a lot of the wisdom that we have from those that we remember, of those in our families that really showed us a whole lot of more things that we living now today, to where it means a lot. And so we have to understand those things too as well. And it's like, one thing I can say, well, my mom was a little different than my grandmama. But my grandmama, she was like very churchy and everything. My mom was like, she was churchy too, but my mama was like, don't be no goddamn fool. And I learned in life, it's like she was right about a lot of things, because I feel that in life, at least we have to try to help as we can. It doesn't mean that something we're going to continue to do, but it's like, at least I can say this much is that, I think it means a lot for everybody, because nobody gives a damn about us as individuals or people. And I think this is, one thing I learned is that if you can help, fine, but don't be no damn fool, like my people always told me. And I ain't gonna do that, but at least I'll try. Because God, if God allowed you to, and you doing the good things in life, at least you can try. But don't be no damn fool now.
I will say this. My grandmother is probably the sweetest, kindest person. And maybe I'm remembering her from a child's eyes and a child's heart. She was the first person that adopted me when I was little. And she came from a very abused life and a struggled life. And she married young and she had a very complicated health problems, and she was not supposed to have children because of Rh negative problems. She had two
Yeah,
children and the doctor
exactly.
told her that she was going to put her life at risk if she had any more, and because her husband continued to force her to have relations, she ended up having four more children.
And you know the thing is, that's I think that's an aspect that so many of our families have dealt with that. And it's like my grandmama, she died, she was 92. And she grew up in and I'm black, so you know, so a whole lot of different things. But you know what I found that my grandmama always taught me, and not only that, my mother too. My mama always told me, don't be no goddamn fool. My grandma's like, always be cordial about things in life because you never know when
Mhm.
you might need to go and deal with things in life. And then we see different things. Everybody, um, that on that aspect to where it's like I'm just I just have a way of being with people to where I want to help people, but it's like I can't help people that want to help themselves, and it's like my mama. She always told, don't be no goddamn fool. My grandma's like, always understand things because you never know when you might need to have somebody help you one day. So we have to look at
Yep.
things in a manner to where,
And
that we
that
live.
was that was where I was getting to where my grandma, because I asked my grandma when I was a little girl, because she used to sleep in the sewing room. And I asked her the one day, Grandma, why do you sleep in the sewing room instead of in the bedroom with my grandpa? And that's when she told me that. And she told me, she said, remember, this is a man's world. You do what you can to get by. You do what you can to survive. And I never, ever forgot those words. Ever.
Exactly. And you know it, and it's like those are some very similar words to what I was going to relate to. I never heard them quite like that, but I could say that it was extremely similar to where I understood as black. So it's because we grew up in some different ways to where it's like a lot of things that we might have lost those thoughts to as well. But when it comes to the struggle, because some of the things my grandma used to tell me that she grew up at doing the struggle, I was like, damn, I was like, really? It's like, and she used to always tell me, y'all don't realize how good you have it. So and you know the thing is, it doesn't matter what color you are. It just what it means is that we as a race of people, doesn't matter what color you are, that we went through a lot of things. And especially if we wasn't born like Lily Rich that had a whole bunch of money, which we never had that. But we just as a people, it doesn't matter what color we are, that we struggle too as well. And a lot of things that we look back from our ancestors that are gone now, and it's like I just miss those aspects. And it's like some of the things she used to tell me is like now it's that her here we are living in the times we're living now, and it's like, but damn, it's like why has it hasn't changed much, but also at the same time that I believe that all that we live in our lives, we must stand strong together because regardless of what, We all still gonna have to live for the next 100, 200 years from now. We don't know how that's gonna come to be. I think that all people need to stand together and unite as one because we all have our own struggles. We're not born with a silver spoon in our mouths. And I definitely know that I think that a lot of people do understand that. And you know, the thing is that we as a nation, we all need to stand together and understand these type of things and move forward toward that and understand that, not what the past, whatever. Because you know, everybody now it's like I'm gonna tell you something real talk and listen to me. Now it's like these days how it's become to be is that all people now are they're treated in manners that we're nobody. You know what I'm saying? To where we need to understand that, and that's gonna hold true. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because you know, it's like either you rich and poor. Because I remember when I was in school, I was learning some things that said it's gonna be a point. I remember I can't remember his name. His name was Ralph Burdick. He was a robotics teacher. That's when I was like way back when I was in my teenage days. He said, Mike, and in our class and everybody said it's gonna come a time where it's gonna come to a point where everybody is not going to be the same as we think it is today. And it doesn't matter what race, what color, what your religion. And he was exactly right. Because as we're seeing it now, it's like, why are we so divided? Because we have to look at things to divide. That's something to where we should all know our struggles and not be a part of the divide. And it's at the point now to where it's like I don't know what is coming to be, but I think it's gonna have to come to revolution to where this nation and this government is gonna realize that the people have had enough. And that might be something that some people might agree with or disagree with. I don't know. I don't really care, but I can only say as how I feel about things too as well too. As a black American, and then now the same thing that we all must look at and say now it's now the white people going through the same thing that now they done fooled us all. They done tricked us all. So we all must pull together and find our way in this government to where it's like we don't like what y'all doing.
You don't think they tricked the white people before they tricked you?
Say that again.
You don't think they tricked the white people before they
Oh, that
tricked you?
tricked us all. That tricked us all. Well, first of all, they tricked the black people first.
No, they
Then they
didn't.
tricked the
White
white
men,
people.
no, no, and Rose will tell you, I'll say it 100,000 times. White men trick white women first.
Well, first of
Women
all,
trick the
let's
rest
not.
of
First
us.
of all, let me say something. It's like, first of all, don't go on what men and women are the tricking what they do. The trick people in the world, how we are as a race of people. Don't go on that because if you want to believe in that, that's what they want you to believe in. We all need to stand together. It doesn't matter what color you are, because you know everybody is not as wealthy as most are. And I think that that's something. Don't ever think that because you know what, you have to look at it in the terms of success in people and growth and development, and it's not been easy for most. So I'm not gonna be one that's gonna say this aspect or that aspect. I can only say that we all been going through it too as well. It doesn't matter what color or race you are.
I believe that you're an older gentleman. What did your grandma teach you?
She told me to always treat people the way you want to be treated. and I never failed. That's what she always taught me, that. And I never failed with that. I can't believe that how some people and their views are, or what views they may be. I can't believe how sometimes how they think or other opinions. But as we become older in our lives that we live, we understand it even more clearly, to where it's like, well, damn, it's like we are all the same all along. You know, because you got rich, poor, it doesn't matter. And that's an aspect to where it's like, I can only say on my way of my life, don't go on that old fucking bullshit. Because at the end of the day, if you look at people in general, how we all been struggling, doesn't matter what color or race you are. It doesn't matter. But we are still struggling in the same manner, and we should not be at odds with each other. I think we should pull together and
What
and
state
and,
were you born
and
in?
Michigan.
That might have to do with it. Okay.
I was born in Michigan, and you know, and the thing is like, I find it very in a keen way of understanding, to where we don't really see that, to where it's like turn around at the end of the day. Everybody is they're getting their toes stepped on, and it's like, and then they're dividing and conquering us, to where it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, and then they use the divide of racism, to where I think that's garbage and trash, because we are all the same people. We are all the same people. And that's how they will always win, with as long as we stay divided like we are.
Another question. Where did you get that we are all the same people? Like, what experience in your life told you that we're all the same?
Well, because I believe God that in this world that He blessed us in, to where we grow and we live and we understand that, because we are all the same people. You see what it is? Some people feel that they're above others, even though we all struggle together as a one, as a whole, as a people. But we all still struggle too, and then they divide and conquer us, and we allow that to happen. Because it does. If you really look at it, it's like we, as a people in this nation, we all should stand together. Because I don't give a damn what color. Because it's like, this is like, you got some of the richest ass countries and states or whatever throughout the world, or even America. You got some very wealthy states, like and then you got these politicians that, like Kentucky, some of the poorest guy, in Mississippi. But also at the same time, we are all just as poor. Don't matter what state you in. We all goddamn poor. And it's like, why are we so divided? And is this something that's it's going to continue to go on, or are we going to pull together? You know, I mean, I just, it's like, I'm 60 years old. I didn't live this long. I lived through the civil rights movement and everything. So I really understand more clearly about it now than I did when I was younger. Because when I was younger, I was a little radical.
So
But
what will
I
you
see
tell? So
now,
what will you tell younger people about your time in that space where you? I mean, you had a blip, but what will you tell people?
well, what I would tell younger people is that realize that your days are not the same as the days that I come up in. Your days are your days now. And you have to look at you younger people what they said, what they show you now versus the times I come up with, they should understand that within themselves. Because it doesn't matter, rich and poor. Rich poor, because I remember, I'm gonna say something real quick and said that I want to hear some other people on your panel. I remember when I was in school, because I went to college and I did all that. And I remember a long time ago, they said, there's going to come a time to where, as far as it's going to be rich, poor, or middle class. Now, there ain't no middle class no more. It's now the middle class, they done knocked the middle class away. And
Yep.
that's true. Now it's rich and poor. And this was something I learned in the when I first went to college and I started learning a lot of different things. And now it's exactly like that. Because I had an instructor that told me, yep, a lot of people are not going to believe in me, what I'm saying, but he said it's going to be a time to where it's not going to be rich, poor, middle class. It's going to be rich and poor. So rich and poor, you can always say that the rich is always going to always have a edge up from the poor because the middle class is gone. And that's what we're really dealing with and contending with right now too as well. And I think that it's really important that we realize that and kind of understand that. I don't know what they're teaching people in school no more today. But I remember that. And look, I'm going to tell you that I learned that in school 30 years ago. And now
When
where
your
it's at now,
professor when your professor told you that 30 years ago, what did you do
yeah.
to plan for it? What did you do?
The only thing I did is I continued to be progressive in my own life, and I joined the military, and I did a lot of positive things too as well.
How did
And
that
I
work out
just,
for you joining the military? And
oh, of
I'm asking
course
you
it
that.
did,
Hold on,
of course it did,
hold on.
because if it didn't,
And I'm asking you that as a veteran. What is the one thing that you got out of the military? Top thing. What'd you get?
what I
Was it
got out of that,
compliance?
I
Was it
got success.
socializing?
I got success out of it, and not only that, I got a better, keen understanding in life to make me a better person
How
when I
so?
went in the military.
How so?
Discipline.
Hold on,
Well,
Rose. Don't answer for
it
him.
was
Hold
it was
on.
Sorry.
just something that I already had discipline at home and everything, so I already had that when I went in there, so I had no problem with that.
What's the number one thing? You didn't get success. What's the number one thing you got? You had success at home. You had success in your neighborhood. You
No,
had
the
success in
one thing
church.
I got was success and number one, growth and development of people, and that's really what really to where right now I'm good right now. I ain't worrying about nothing in my life because I made some positive decisions, and it's like it wasn't easy, but also at the same time, all you had to do was do the right thing. I mean, I can't speak for what and now on this like I've been down here in Florida for a couple of years. I have never seen so many homeless people in my fucking life. Never. Where I live at, if I go down to Miami or Dade County or Broward County or Fort Lauderdale, and I never in my life have ever seen so many homeless people in my life. And then you know what? They sending money up to all these other countries, and we got homeless people. Veterans, number one, I'm a vet too.
What
Living
country?
and sleeping on the ground. And if you
What
have
co-
never done that, you will really not understand what I'm talking about.
what country is the United States of America sending money to right now?
Ukraine,
No, we're not. We're sending contracts. The same
Who
thing,
told you that?
the same thing that you served in the military
Who
for.
told you that? The
The United,
Ukraine?
the,
You know how many $1 billion they said the Ukraine war over there
the
fighting against
United
Russia?
States, the
First of
United
all,
States of America,
let me
the
tell you
United. Hold
something.
on,
Let
listen.
me tell
Hold
you
on, listen.
something. I'm gonna correct you right
Hold on.
now.
The
I'm a
United States of
soldier.
America
I'm a
doesn't have a,
soldier.
and
I'm a
I'm a Navy
soldier.
vet, and my parents were in the
I'm a
Army, and my
soldier.
uncle worked at
They
the
sending
Pentagon.
all that money over there to Ukraine,
That's not a thing.
and we
We're
got
sending
homeless vets
contracts.
on the street. No,
It's not a
I would
thing.
disagree with you. I disagree
No,
with
baby,
you.
it's not a thing. It's not a thing. We're sending contracts.
You know
The
what I'm
same
saying?
thing that we did.
Well,
The same thing that we did with
okay.
it.
If they send the contract, who getting the contract? Who getting the money then? You getting it?
We're gonna get the
Huh?
money on the back end. We're gonna get this. This is the American way.
No,
It's not money.
you know what?
The
That's the
United. Hold
dirty
on.
way.
The
That's the dirty
United.
way, baby.
That is
That's
the
the dirty
dirty way.
way. I think
Hold
it's
on.
really
Now, hold on. Now
bad.
hold on. Listen to me. Now, hold on. Listen to me. That is the dirty way. The United States of America doesn't have $1 billion fucking dollars cash on hand. How many times has the
United
Pentagon?
Snakes of America.
Hold on. Exactly. We don't have $1 billion on hand, let alone 6 or 10. When we went into Iraq, when we
Again,
went
you never
into
did say mine.
Afghanistan,
What
we
you
didn't
tell
have
the
money.
truth.
We just had arms and we had contracts to rape and pillage those environments for the
Well, that's what they
resources.
do, though.
Right, but
That's
we're
what
sending
that. Well,
hold
okay,
on,
I'm a
listen to me.
soldier. First of
Hold
all,
on,
let me know. Listen to me. I'm a
listen.
soldier. That's
You
what we do.
disagreed
We
with me.
rape, pillage, and burn every
Right,
day. We rape,
it's
pillage,
not,
and burn.
but
I know that.
it's
So
not
you don't need to
money.
tell me that I don't
It's
know
not,
about because
hold on,
I'm a
I didn't
soldier.
say that.
That's what we
I didn't
do.
say that. I didn't say that. What I'm
I'm gonna
saying
tell you
is,
that's what we do.
listen, we don't have the money to send. We are sending contracts for the resources. We're going to recoup that money on the back end like we've had since the very beginning of time. We have 84 bases all around the country, all around the world that are not in our country. We don't go into these
Well,
spaces
you know
giving them
what?
money.
I
We give
support
them
everything.
contracts.
Oh, okay. Let me tell you something. What I support. I support what they're doing in Africa. Because they stopping the French, the
Yeah, but
Europeans,
guess what
and the
though?
African people. Let them get their resources and let Africa grow as a nation of a colored people, our people, and let them get what
Which is
they're
which is
because they've been
why
ripping our people. They done that all to us and them too as well. So
which
it's
is
like
why
yes,
the United States of America is nowhere near that deal, nor is the French or any of the fucking Europeans. Because that's what we do on the other side. We send contracts so we can take your resources. I'll send you this on the back end for the next 30 years. You're going to send me that. Africa is finally waking up. This is what I'm trying to say to
well,
you. We're
not
not
that
on
they
different
finally
sides.
waking up. Not that they finally waking up, they just had enough of it because that's how they do.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. They are
And
finally waking. Hold
Africa
on.
is
Wait a
one of the
minute.
most
Wait a minute.
richest nation as far as natural resources, gold, silver, palladium, uranium, and the
Yes.
most wealthiest. And why are they the most poorest? Because they've been
Hold
raping
on.
our nation
Hold on.
of our
Hold on.
black
Hold
people
on.
in
Hold on.
Africa.
Africa.
Now that's a
Africa.
damn fact. That's why they
Africa is.
getting their shit back now. Now they
Honey,
gonna try to go and start some wars over there because you know what? Because
listen.
they ain't going for it no more than the African nation is gonna stop them.
Listen.
There's
Listen.
gonna be some
Africa.
bloodshed over there. Watch and see.
God damn it. Africa is not a nation. Africa
It's a
is a
continent.
continent.
It's a
It's a continent
continent.
of
But they are
47
going to
different
be a
nations.
country. You're not listening.
I am listening, but you're not speaking well right now. You're
Africa
very,
is finally getting them white folks out of that motherfucker, and they all pulling together. And you know what? It's gonna be a lot of bloodshed. Trust me.
and
Only
that's
for
where I
that.
was
That is
going.
always gonna be bloodshed because that belongs to the African nation. And now they gonna get them. And you know what? That's how it needs to be. Because those devils done devilish things for far too long. And now
Yeah,
their
but guess what
time
though?
is up.
You and I served this devilish fucking nation all the
Thank
same. We
you.
didn't know any better necessarily, but we're no different than those devils. We stood
Africa,
up and
Africa, Africa. It's gonna be some bloodshed, but Africa.
Do you hear what I'm saying to you?
No.
We've all been a slave to this rhythm. We all have. You did it yourself. You served just like I did.
Thank you both for your service, by the way.
You're welcome.
But you know what? One thing I can say is that the continent of Africa, that's been going on far too long. And now they don't like the idea that our black people over and we are Africans too. They call us African, black, African American shit. Now you know what? They got to realize what they named us too as well. African American, but those are our people too. And they welcome us back to come there. And they
Some
are standing up
some
and
of
they are
them do.
not going away because they say, get the fuck out, French, get the fuck out, United States. And we have some support there in Africa.
You got your
Unfortunately, it's
passport?
the Russians, but the Russians ain't never enslaved no black people, never. They ain't never called us niggas. The Russian is supporting them. So Africa is going to be a strong nation. And they are pulling together. And by the grace of God, it's about goddamn time. Because it's been far too long what they have done and stole and pilfered from the most richest resource nation in the world. But why are they so fucking poor? Because they've been stealing it all. And can't nobody on this forum we're talking about is going to disagree with me. But that's true.
Yeah, but guess what
Why?
though? Whatever power that they get, whatever power they come into, you won't get it as an American. You're American.
Well, we might not see it in our life, but you know what? We will see as Africa it become a country, not a
It's a
continent.
nation. It's a whole continent of people. You
They're
don't want to
gonna
be a
be just
country.
like the United States of Africa. That's
No, they're
what's
not.
coming, and they don't
No, they're
like
not.
that. But
No, they're not.
they don't like that. It's going to happen. It's
No,
going
they're
to
not.
be United States of
No, they're not.
Africa.
No, they're not.
If you don't believe that, watch and see. You know how many black people over there that feel that way? You know, that's why I said it's going to be a lot of bloodshed. But it's going to happen. We might see it in our lifetime, and we might see it in how whatever our people that run this bullshit nation in America, that they've been, and the Britain and European that have been stealing from them for all these years to where they got the everything, all the biggest resources in the world. But why is they so poor? Because they've been stealing and robbing. They've been stealing and robbing, and enough is enough. And it's going to be bloodshed because that belongs to the people of Africa, and we are Africans too. What they did to us. Now they don't even want to even acknowledge that we African American too, because we are part of that too. So you better pay attention what you seeing.
You literally have Africans who will tell you you're no more than a motherfucking American Negro. What are you talking about? Have you been to Africa? I have.
First of all, I'm not a Negro. I'm a Moor. First of all,
You
I'm
could
not a
be
Negro. I'm a
you could
Moor.
be a you could be a Moor,
I'm
baby.
a
I could be a
Moor.
Moor.
I'm not
I
no
could be
Negro. I'm a
I
Moor.
could be I could
I'm
be a
a Moor.
mermaid.
I'm a
I could be
Moor.
a
I'm a
mermaid. What does
Moor.
that mean?
I'm a Moor. I'm a Moor. I'm a Moor. I'm not no Negro. I'm a Moor. I don't acknowledge color. I'm a Moor.
If you're a Moor, then you would acknowledge color because Moors were black. So you
I'm
can't say two
a,
things out of the side of your
you a
mouth.
Moor.
Don't do that.
I'm a Moor. Oh, you know what it is? You don't even know who you are. That's what that is.
Or
You don't
maybe
even
you
acknowledge
believe,
who you are.
or maybe you believe that society, some certain sectors of society believe that you're more than you are. At this point, when it comes down to your African brothers, sisters, cousins, aunties, whatever, you're an
I'm a
American.
Moor. I'm
What is the
Moroccan. I'm a
what is
Moor.
what
I'm
is okay?
Moroccan.
Let me ask
I'm
you a
a
question.
Moor.
What is
First of
being a
all,
Mormon? What is
that's where my
okay?
people come
What?
from.
Hold on.
I don't know where
What
your
does
black ancestry
what
come from, but I'm a
what does being a Moor? mean to you? What does it mean? Where's your lineage from? How does it happen? Who has it? Who doesn't have it? You said you're a Moor. Explain it to me. If you said that I don't know where I come from, where did you come from? What are the similarities? Oh, he's not even here anymore. Okay, great. You should have left him. I wanted to hear what the fuck a Moor was. Because see, here's what happens in society. You have all these different groups of people who alienate themselves. They get to a certain level of consciousness. They all want to talk about, I'm better than this person. I'm this person. I'm this person. I'm no. If and then they want to run around and be like, we're all the same people. Either we're all the same people or somebody's better than somebody else. Pick and choose your side. I don't know how to make that work. It's dumb. Either we're all the same, we all have the same blood, we all come from the same country, we're all the same color, we all have the same face shape, we all have like, Kim Kardashian's ass if we go to the plastic surgeon, or you don't. I don't understand how that works. It's stupid, you know? There's a family in West Virginia that is so fucking inbred that they have like 10 generations of people that all look the same and all still drool the same kind of way, those people are more affected in the foothills of West Virginia than the rest of us any fucking where on the face of the planet. And I don't understand that. They don't even have jobs. And I really would like for the US government to fucking release the Kraken or the aliens so we can all get on the same goddamn page. Because that's the only way it's going to happen. Bring on like fucking the alien invasion. So black people, white people, Asians, Hispanics, men, women, trans, queer, whatever the fuck you are, red, blue, purple, yellow, whatever you identify with, unicorn, mermaid, or whatever. Like, bring on this other power that's supposed to drop out of the goddamn sky so humanity can get their shit together. Because that's the only way it's going to happen. I think that Rosebud went to go pee, and I think Buddy is snoring in our ear. General Lee, are you there? Lee? 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 Yeah, he's gone. I think so. And I might even remove myself because I don't even know if Rose is still here. She might have left because we were arguing. So, Rose, are you there or no?
Yeah, I was here. I was
Okay,
listening.
now I have to drop and come back because I have an echo.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Hi, big girl. Hi. Hi, guys. Hello again. I gotta talk to the puppers. Hi. Okay, well, good night.
Huh?
No, I'm talking to the dogs. Sorry.
Well, you guys, I just turned away for a minute. Everything okay?
Well, now, I'm not even gonna answer that. I'll let somebody else say it. I ain't finna, cause, nah, no, yeah, everything is good, Rose. Yeah, it was great. It was on your it was on your platform. I hope you heard some of it or go back and watch it or something. Cause, yeah, I mean, it was fantastic.
Sorry about that, guys. It's been quite some days over here by my side. I was tired.
I don't even, and your mom said I removed somebody because he was disrespectful. I don't even think he was disrespectful. Like we were having a conversation, and when you're talking about, I'm an American and I'm a soldier. Well, what did you stand for? What did you fight for? We're giving all this money to Ukraine. No, we're not. It's contracts. If you believe that United States of America gave the Ukrainian government $7 billion, you're a fucking idiot. We'd be lucky if the United States of America had $70 in its pocket, like free and clear. We give contracts.
Would you
So
like
we can
me to
like,
bring him back up, guys?
well, I mean, if he would like to come back, is he still here?
I
Um,
believe so.
and then he was talking about I'm a Moor. Well, what does being a Moor mean? Like, you can't tell me that you came from these people, a couple hundred
I
years
fell
ago, and
asleep,
that's
so
who.
I don't even know. I'll be honest with you.
Were you the fucker snoring?
Probably.
Oh, God damn it. We kicked somebody else out because we thought they were snoring.
No, it was probably me because I sat back for a second to relax and I probably fell asleep.
I mean, and I love people who say like I'm a Moor and this is where I came from and this is my family and this is my lineage. I love that. But you
Yes,
couldn't
me
be.
too.
I just don't understand how those things coincide with each other.
Yeah,
How
I'll just be honest. I wasn't even gonna go live. I started live because you wanted me to.
well, you didn't even tell me that you were coming, so I went somewhere else first.
Well, you told me and G that
I
Rose is
didn't
gonna start another live, so I
I didn't
figured I
tell
better
you I
start
didn't
one
tell you
for you.
anything. I suggested it and then you were like, now. So
Well, no, I said okay.
but Nappy, I love what you're saying, but here's what I don't understand. From a Moorish background, right? If all of the things that we know about all of those things, how did you end up serving in the military?
Because that's what I had to do to get off the street and off the block, which I knew who my people was. And I did that because it helped me. And to this day, that's why I'm retired right now and I don't have to work no more. And not only that, I can talk to people to my own understanding about my life experience as
Okay,
a black
I respect
man.
that.
And
I respect that.
not only that, as being I'm a Moroccan too. See, I'm third generation. So it's like I'm not those that back in the day that speak Arabic, whatever. I don't speak none of that. Because I understand a lot of different things too as well. Who I am as a person. Because I know also that I'm a Jew too. I'm a black Jew, the original true black Jew. I am that too as well.
Okay. So who was a Moroccan and who was an Israelite?
But you do your research on it, you find out for
No,
yourself.
I'm asking you personally. I know, but who
Well,
was in
because
your family? Who was the
I am an
Moroccan and who was the
Israelite.
Israelite?
I'm an Israelite, and not only that, I'm a Moroccan too.
But who in your family was one or the other?
Say that again.
Who in your family was the Moroccan and who was the Israelite? And that might come from the same
My
person
great
who had
grandmother
who had
and
parents.
all of them. They all
So listen.
gone now. They
Okay,
all
okay, hold
gone
on, hold on,
now.
hold on, hold on, hold on. So if we say that your closest connection would be your grandmother, which one of her parents was a Moroccan and which one of her parents was an Israelite, or does that happen on one great grandparent or one grandparent side? Where did that come from?
We were always Israelites too as well, whether we Moroccan or not.
Mm, okay.
It doesn't matter
So
whether we were
Moroccans,
Moroccan or not.
so Moroccans were Israelites and Israelites were Moroccans.
Yes.
Then why are they called two different things?
Well, you know what? I'm not the one to write the history books, but I know I know who my people is, and
I'm
I
asking
know
you
where my
about your
people
family
come
history.
from.
I'm
Well,
asking
you
you
ask
about
me
your
a
family history.
question, I'm giving it to you the best way I can relate it to you, the best way I
So who
can.
was the Moroccan and who was the
My
Israelite?
people,
Moroccans and
my
Israelites are not
people,
interchangeable.
my people, my people.
They're two different people.
No, we're not. We're all the same. We're all the same, whether you know it or not. We are all the same.
All right, I got it. My daddy Jamaican. I got
Cause
it.
cause the thing is that, let me say it like this. We don't write their history books. We just deal with the history books and know who we are as a people, for the most part. Spain and all that, because we come from there too. Now, you have to look at that in so many different ways. We don't write the history books, they write them. But we know who we are, what we've been taught. And it's not to say that what I know is more than what others don't know. I just know who my people is. And that's how I would stand firm with that, because I know who I am. And also we're African too. Because we went from Africa to Spain. So see, the thing is, we can't go on what they tell us what we are. Because if we want to believe in a lie of a race of people, it's like a lot of the truth is coming out now about a lot of different things that I think that as we are as a people, it doesn't matter whether you Moroccan or you Asian or Hispanic. You know what? We as a black people with our nappy kinky hair, we've been around a whole lot longer, and those that don't understand, that they'll find it out one day.
Where did the
Yeah,
white people come from?
because see, you have to realize that those are things that we have to understand.
Where did the white people come from in all of our
Oh, they
lineage?
come
All
from
of our
they come from the Caucasus Mountains
Where are the Caucasus Mountains?
in Europe. In Europe,
He
You mean
said
to
it
tell
all
me
like it was common sense. The Caucasus Mountains, like it was kindergarten taught kind of
so
journalism.
so you think that this whole Neanderthal group of people that just came out of the mountains somewhere and took over everyone else who lived in a
but see, you got to realize,
society?
see, there are some things that a lot of people won't agree with or disagree with. It doesn't really matter to me because, see, you have to realize that white people was created by Yakub, and that's when white people were created. They
And who is
haven't had
Yaku? Now
actually
hold on, get
Yakub.
quiet. Who was
They
Yaku?
created white people to where white people
Who
have not really been around as long as they try to act like they've been along
who
throughout many
was
years.
who was Yaku and how did he pull this off?
Look up and read it up in the Bible.
In the Bible, that was
In the
written by a
Bible.
white man. That
Who
was written by a
Yaku?
white man.
Well, it's
Which
like,
Bible?
no,
New
it's like the
Testament, Old
Bible wasn't
Testament,
written by a
the lost
Bible
books.
wasn't written by a white man. The Bible was written by scholars, and the Bible was written by people that wrote it a long time ago. And when it was
John,
written,
you mean like
when it
John
was
and
written,
Jacob?
it wasn't written in the best interest of white people.
Like
See,
John and
that's
Jacob,
what
or are
you
you
have to
talking about
understand that.
Apocrypha? Are
So,
you like,
and you know, and the thing is that there's nothing that we have to say in a bad way against them, but it just tells about who they are. Because it's in the Bible, it will tell you in the Bible
so hold on.
about.
So like
Because it
John,
will tell you,
hold on. So
it'll
like
tell you
John,
in the Bible.
hold on.
When
So
they
like
talk about
John,
especially now, so don't get me a little thick because it tells you about they talk about the Jews, the synagogue of Satan.
what did
And
Apocrypha say?
those imposters over there in Israel, they're not the real ones.
What did
See, that's
Apocrypha say?
because you have to pay attention to
Question,
what you pay
question.
attention to.
Pause, pause. What did John and Jacob say versus what Apocrypha said? Do you know who Apocrypha is? Do you know anything about the book of Apocrypha? Do you know anything about the book of Eli? Do you know anything about the
Yes, I
removed books from
do.
the
Yes,
Bible?
I do. I know about many books you're speaking on.
So what did
And
Apocrypha say?
really, these books were written, and they were written by
By
people of
men.
color. They were written by people of color, and the book was written, and it will tell you and it will tell you the more you read, the more you understand, the more you learn, because it will tell you now the state of Israel, they are imposters because
How true
they
is the okay, okay,
claim they are Jews, but they are not, but they are
okay.
from the
How
synagogue of
true?
Satan.
How
They are
true
the
is the
synagogue of
movie?
Satan. So that's what you have to look at. That's who the world powers are.
How
And
true
you
is
have
the
to
book of
understand
Eli?
that. And
Hold
you're not
on,
gonna tell
hold
me
on.
no. Well, it's like, well,
Now,
whatever,
I'm not telling you anything. I'm asking you a
whatever. But
question.
what
I'm
did I say
asking you.
anything wrong?
I'm
That I
asking you.
just said it
I'm
says that they say that they
asking
claim they
you.
are Jews, but they are not. But we are the true ones. But they claim they are
When?
Jews, but they are not. But they are the synagogue of Satan. So then you
Race,
find your
race was
own way
created.
toward that in your own
Race was
manner.
created by white people. What are you talking about?
How was race created by white people and it's all in Africa? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
How true was the movie, The Book of
White
Eli,
people is created by
versus
Yakub. Yakub created white people,
how did he do it?
breeding like he created sheep and all the cows and whatever he had. That he created white people the same way.
Who did he breed to create white
God
people?
had Yakub.
Who did he breed to create white people?
Animals, fucking animals.
Then why are white
That's
people
why
in
they
your
are
Bible
like they are
as a
today,
black man?
animalistic, like animals. They have no existence over the amount of time that we have in this world. They have not lived as long in this world that we have as black people
Then why are we not superior on the world stage?
because they've stolen and lied and cheated for so long. That's why. Since you asked the question, I'm gonna tell you that's why.
Is that hidden in the Vatican?
Oh yeah, didn't you see the Pope go down to Africa and he was bowing down to the black feet? Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
When the
I did.
Pope
That's
bowed
why I'm
down to
asking.
black feet over there, so you better look at what you've been looking at. He bowed down to black feet, didn't he?
He did.
Didn't
Now let
he?
me ask you a question.
The
Let me
Pope,
now let me
what's
ask you
that
a
Pope
question.
name? What's that Pope name? Benedict. No, not Benedict, but Pope, the one from
Francis. Francis.
France or whatever. He went down there and bowed down upon the black feet, and he bowed right down. He the Pope. So see, you better pay attention to what you see. Because he did do that. And you seen him down on his knees, bowing down at black people's feet. Ain't that true?
So, so why is that not taught?
Did he do that?